I want to ask you a question. Are we really ready for the right to die legislation to be enacted in our country? The stated objectives of atheism have to do with euthanasia, suicide, abortion, and right to die legislation. And atheism wants to subject our cultures to the tenets of religious atheism. And they want to gain control, and this is how they do it. They want to gain control of our government. They do this by becoming politically active. Once politically active, then they change the laws to conform to atheism. Then they give the authority to the courts to enact atheistic law, and then the courts enact that atheistic law, and they do this all under the guise of the rule of law, as is found in the preamble of the Canadian Charter. And the problem is, who could be against the rule of law? The problem is, we really don't think. Now, one of the things that is happening in our culture is that there's a real push on for the right to die legislation. Now, how do we promote, how do they promote this right to die legislation? Well, they start to parade the hard case. Now, I really want you to think about what the meaning of the words hard case are, because this is their primary tactic. What they do to justify their law is to bring hard medical cases in front of the cameras. People who are on oxygen, people who are in wheelchairs, people who are in pain. And by the way, they never just use the hard case. They use the hard case. Now, why did they do that? They do that because they know that you and I do not agree with suffering, and even media is getting in on the action. Just in the last couple of weeks, I happened to turn on a program called The Cold Case. The only reason I watched it was because it was dealing with the hard case and with euthanasia. The man had cancer, and his loving wife, mind you, in the episode, they hated one another. But now he's in a real hard case, suffering excruciating pain. So she takes a syringe, fills it with morphine, and lovingly slips him off out of this life. A week later, I turned on Grey's Anatomy, and guess what? Same thing, right to die, euthanasia. And oh, they get out their fiddle, they play their fiddle, and they pump this pain, they pump the hard case, and they want you to see the suffering. They want you to understand the pain. They want you to see somebody struggling to breathe. And they use that to manipulate our feelings without thinking about the ultimate conclusion. You are being manipulated. Why do 67% of Canadians agree or say they agree with right to die? Not because they believe that the wife should be able to kill somebody, not because we think doctors should be able to kill somebody. No, we don't think that. We can't stand suffering. None of us want to see anybody suffering, and that's exactly what atheists use to bring their right to die legislation to justify their euthanasia movement. And folks, we need to stop and think, and we need to make a difference, draw a line between human suffering and killing people. And if we do stop to think about these things, we will understand that we have no right to take another person's life.